Hello guys, this is Yannick Goldens and welcome to my studio to a very exciting video. Very exciting indeed because I just got a new present from tecontrol. They've sent me this box. I've unpacked it already because I was so excited. And first of all, just to tell you a little bit, you may remember this from other videos of mine that can be found on my YouTube channel. And this was the breath controller, so it had some kind of a tube, the USB stick, and you had the mouthpiece here. Now, if you remember some of my videos, and in case you have not seen my video of introducing the breath controller, go check it here, because this device was nothing short of amazing. It just completely revolutionized, for me at least, how I can make music, because especially brass and some synthesizer instruments are just, they get so amazing and they sound so realistic with the breath control, because you breathe the dynamic value of the notes with your mouth and with your breathing, which just equals an amazing results. And now the reason I'm so excited is because of this box here, and that is the new device. It is called the BBC. It has nothing to do with the BBC on television and so on, you know. It is the breath and bite controller. Now this is really exciting because on top of you breathing the notes, you know, you have much more values because you can bite as well. So you can do so many things with your mouth. And as dirty as that sounds, it's really, really, really useful. Because what I ended up doing is I could control the intensity of the note with the breath controller, but still I had to use the pedal or knobs or, you know, faders just in order to get more effects on it. And you know, it was like blocking again because I wanted to be focused on my hands and playing the notes on the actual keyboard, and I don't necessarily want to, you know, fiddle around with the knobs and stuff to control more things. Of course, you can also, for example, if you have a saxophone, you can control the dynamic of the note with this just by blowing. But still, if you want to have additional effects, for example, like the vibrato, you always had to go, you know, had to use the expression or the mod wheel, and that was okay. It worked. It was you know, I got by. And you also have the possibility to do it in the post-production just with values, you know, drawing the curves of how intensive it should be. But now I was really excited to get this breath and bite controller because, and I was really wondering if it opens yet a new world again. And so this is how the device looks like. Unlike the previous one, I had to buy an additional headset in order to, you know, to stabilize to my hand and to my mouth. And this comes like this. This is the setup. So first thing you see is it has some kind of stiff, you know, rail or tube or whatever. And the piece is much bigger because it has to take much more control. And also the cable is not quite the same because with the previous breath controller, you had a tube that literally the air was flowing through all the way to the USB piece that then converted it into actual data. But now this all happens in here, and the signal already goes, you know, this is what goes through here is not actual air, and it's processed by the USB stick. It's actually, the magic happens in here. So what is new? First of all, I saw the breath and bite controller on tecontrol's website, and I was like, I was not sure, you know, if I want to get myself one because the breath control is amazing already, and I can do most things with that. But and I was curious, and so I'm really excited to test this. And of course, I have already tried it out a little bit, not to make a fool out of myself completely in front of the camera. And it works really amazing. It's really amazing. But the first thing you will see once you open the box is this warning sign that you don't actually bite your breath controller because, you know, you're really tempted to bite it because it's so comfortable to hold in the mouth, and you always want to go like, you know, to do the effect. But don't do that because this is rubber and it's really sensitive and you may break it. But just in case, you know, you get all excited playing an instrument and you can't hold back yourself, they have some spare pieces of rubber to, in case this breaks, you know. Okay, let's get down to business. So, okay, I've decided to go with a tenor saxophone for showing you what this does. Now, once you open the box, you take this out, you just plug it into your computer, the computer and the breath and bite controller does the work for you. Takes a few minutes to set it up automatically, and then you're good to go. You get a little notification, it's good to go. And then you go to the tecontrol website and you download, you can look at the manual there. Although I have to say this explains itself, you know, you plug it in and you plug and play, so to speak. Now there's a little configuration tool on the tecontrol website that allows you to do little tweaks and you know, to fine adjust the values of how this is performed. Okay, now sometimes you have to assign the instruments manually to the CC expressions. You find that everything online, or check out the breath controller video that I did prior to this one. But when you take one of the instruments of sample modeling, you have the preset of breath control, and now you're good to go already. Okay, this was a demonstration of just, you know, the breath control. I was just breathing now. Okay, now the cool thing about the bite sensor is you can basically just assign it to whatever command you like. For example, now I've assigned it to the vibrato of the saxophone, because that was something that always bugged me a little bit, because I love playing the virtual saxophone, but it didn't feel natural, you know, the vibrato, because if you have a longer note, you won't stay like this. Okay, it's not a flat line. It actually, after a certain while, usually a good saxophone player would add a little vibrato. And that's what I do with the bite controller now. Okay, so listen to that. So that's how it works. And you can assign it to other things. You can assign it to the growl, for example, as well. That it would be CC3. I just go into the growl selection tab, and I just assign it to CC command 3, and then you can hear what it does. Okay? So you get that really nice growl effect, you know, you go that. Now, well, that works really, really great. And you can assign any effect that you want to that, to the bite controller. And again, as you put this in your mouth, you're really tempted to bite it, but don't do that. Just work with lip pressure. And I find it most helpful if I put it into the corner of my mouth almost, and then I can really apply the pressure, but with the lips, not with the teeth. Okay. But that's really, really cool to do. And I think it's best when we're just going to look at it and just play with a tune, okay? So I've now assigned it back to the vibrato. You may have heard that the transition of the bite is actually quite sharp, you know. It does not a smooth transition, but that is the way I set it up, because it takes a little bit of getting used to it. Like I said, I've literally just unboxed it and just tried it out. Now, in order to get the effect, to show it to you, I've assigned it that way, or I've programmed it that way that the effect kicks in right away. So it does not a transition, but more like if you apply a little pressure on the bite sensor, it reacts right away. So like I've said, I've unpacked this like 5 minutes ago, and I have no experience or knowledge with playing either woodwinds or brass instruments at all. I play the baritone horn occasionally, but I'm really not a brass or woodwind player. And you hear what I can do with this, and this is just in 5 minutes. I'm a little used to it because I've already got a little training with the breath control itself, but the bite sensor adds another level to it. And so you can do it as well. It's really not complicated. I was a little afraid, is it going to be hard to coordinate bite and breath and everything? But it works really great. And I remember the same when I bought the breath controller. It took a bit of getting used to, but after a few days, I was really used to it, and it felt really natural. And I'm certain this is going to be the same thing. This is literally, I invited you to be in my studio as I test this out. It works really great, and it's really simple to use. A little getting used to, and then it is perfect.